Happy New Year. Happy 2019. And good morning, my friends. Welcome to this special episode of Kevin at 7. It is 2019 edition of Kevin at 7. And I'm so stoked. We didn't go to bed till nearly 2 o'clock this morning. And I still could not. I woke up. I'm laying there. I started to get light. Days are getting longer. It's 6:20 or whatever. And I'm like, I'm getting up. I'm so stoked because I wasn't going to get up early this morning because we didn't go to bed till 2. So here we are. And I just woke up this morning thinking about you, thinking about 2019 and what an unforgettable, amazing year 2019 is going to be. So happy New Year. Hi, Letty. Hey, Robbie. Good morning from Robbie from Redmond. As you come on, make sure you tell us where you are. Just post where you are in the world. And let's talk. Good morning, Robert Bragg. Good morning, Rawl. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Hunter from Nashville. Kim from Columbus, Ohio. Happy New Year to you. Happy Gina Tarkington. Happy New Year from Dallas, Texas. Max from Champaign, Illinois. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Robin from Colleyville. Yep. How to win big in 2019. How do we do this? How do you make 2019 the start of something bigger than ever? Now, we're going beyond just how to make 2019 your best year ever. That should be like a no-brainer. If you wake up and get up every morning and do stuff, you're going to have a better year than you've ever had before because you're growing. So having your best year ever should be like default. Having your best year ever should really be default. If you are just getting up and doing something, you're going to have a better year than you've had before because you're better. That's what it should be. In other words, having your best year ever should not be the standard. That should be the default. That should be like the fallback position. And my mind is blown by what's happening in my brain and what I'm seeing happening around me. Good morning, somebody from Edinburgh, Texas. Good morning, Steve Judkins. Good morning, Kim. Billionaire's Mindset, Humble Beginnings. Is that your YouTube channel name? Billionaire's Mindset, Humble Livings. I agree. I fell asleep around the same time from Gerald. Hey, Gerald. Jackson. Hey, Jonathan from Dallas. Good morning. Welcome, everybody. Okay, so how do you win big in 2019? I got 3 things for you this morning. There's just things I'm thinking about, like, what do I have to do? What I got to do to win big in 2019? To win big. And here they are. Number 1, start now. Start now. Today. Don't wait till tomorrow. Start today. How do I win big in 2019? How do you win big in anything? You start right now. Okay? You don't start tomorrow, and you certainly don't start next week. You don't start next month. I just read this quote, and it's really like good. A good plan executed today is better than a great plan executed next week. A good plan executed today is better than a great plan executed next week. Why? Because it's today. You can't execute a plan next week, my friend, ever. Got to happen today. Start today. You're going to do something, do it today, now. And there's another reason, and that is that it's easier if you start doing something. Do the wrong thing. But do something to move yourself forward. Because if you're doing the right thing, now you have momentum. And if you're doing the wrong thing, now you have momentum. You're like, well, I don't want momentum doing the wrong thing. No, I don't either. But here's the thing. When I learned to drive, the first car I ever drove was a 1969 blue and white AMC Rambler 2-door. And it was my parents' car. It was the first, I think it may have been the first new car my parents ever bought. And that's how I learned to drive. And I learned to drive out on the farm in Anson, Texas. And we were out in our, I guess you call it a driveway, but we lived like, it was like 300 yards to the county dirt road. So we had we called it the lane. And so we parked in this big sandy space by our house because everything was just sand. That's all it was. And there'd be some grass, but it was mostly sand. And so I get in there and I crank up and we're going to go down the lane. And so I start going and I can't turn the wheel because it's hard to turn. I mean, I could turn it, but it was hard to turn. And this was because it was a 1969. It was not power steering. This was like standard steering. But what I learned is once you started moving the car, it was easy to turn because you got movement. When you got movement, you can turn, you can steer more easily. Does that make sense to everyone? If it does, let me see some thumbs up. So here was the principle that I wrote down and the principle that I've kind of elucidated from life. And that is, it is easier to correct something you're doing than it is to correct something you ain't doing. Can I get some thumbs up or some amens to that on this beautiful New Year's Day? It is easier to correct something you are doing than it is to correct something you are not doing. If you are not taking action, you can't correct that. Can't fix it. You got to be taking action. So number one, start today. Start now. If you don't have your plan figured out, a good plan today is better than a great plan next week. Get it going. That's the only way you're going to win. Because your competition, they're out of the blocks today. You go, most realtors aren't starting tomorrow. They're not your competition, my friend. The only competition is going to be the people ahead of you. If you want to win a race, your competition isn't the people who haven't started yet. Competition is the people who started when you should have started. And you didn't. You were still procrastinating. You were still trying to figure it out. No more of that. Start how to win in 2019. Number one, start now. Number two, stay focused. Stay focused. Here's what I'm talking about. Laser focused on what it is you are doing. Okay. What I want to see right now is hashtag start now. Let's just put them down here. Hashtag start now. That's number one. Number two, hashtag laser focus. Hashtag laser focus. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the thumbs up, by the way. Start now, laser focus. If you want to win, you got to be so focused on what you are doing and where you are going and what you want to accomplish that you don't let anything get in your way or stop you. But we get distracted like 3-year-olds. We get distracted like the little kittens we were fostering. Whatever they're focused on, you can distract them. But you see a hungry cat who is on the prowl, nothing can distract them because they're focused. You got to stay focused. Laser like focus. You take a spotlight can illuminate a room, but a laser beam, a focus, highly focused light can cut through steel. You want to get stuff done. You want to create progress. You want to move forward. You got to stay laser focused on what it is that you are going to accomplish this year. What is your definite major purpose? What is your life's focus for this year? And it's got to be a laser focus. You can't, well, I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to do this and I want to blah, 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 blah. I'm not sure. Well, you better get sure. You want to win in 2019, you got to get sure because it started now. It's already started. You can't, you got to get clarity right now. And then stay focused. If you don't know what you want, then figure out, well, if I had to choose something I want right now, what would it be? What am I going after? Then go after it. Yeah, the cat's down here wanting to go outside. That's why you hear that cat protesting because I haven't opened the door for him. Number three, and here is the probably the third most important key to winning in 2019, and that is never stop. Never, 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 never stop. When I started this company, when I started Yes Masters Real Estate Success Training, when I started coaching real estate agents and I launched the company, I started planning the company in November of 2011. So November 2011, I started planning it. I was committed to doing it. I gave notice at my job, and I launched on April the 10th, 2012. Now, why did I launch that day? Because I could. I couldn't launch any sooner because I didn't have everything in place. I didn't know how to do everything. So I was from November until April, I was going to seminars and training, and I was online. I was trying to figure out how to do stuff. Like, how do I do this? How do I do this? How to do this? And I was working nonstop. And I still had another full-time job. And I was doing the job, and that was kind of my day job. And then I was working probably another 40, 50 hours a week, getting ready to launch Yes Masters. And then I launched Yes Masters on April 10th. When I launched, I was not ready to launch. I just could. Like, it wasn't, I had an ugly website. I didn't know how to convert people watching my YouTube videos into coaching members. I just didn't know how to do it, but I had an idea. So I just started. Was I ready? No, I wasn't ready. And so that was April the 10th, 2012. And then by July, I could not pay the bills. I could not pay rent. I was broke, and I ran out of money and lost everything, and I ended up renting a bedroom from in an old apartment complex in LA, and sleeping on an unfurnished bedroom, by the way, and sleeping on an air mattress. And it sucked. How did I survive that? Because I didn't stop. Never entered my mind to give it up. I had people ask me, you should do this, all kind of advice. I mean, most people didn't know the circumstances I was in, but they were still full of advice. The people I was talking to, or I had people that were like, what are you doing? I'm starting a coaching company. Why are you doing that? Why don't you go work for one of the big coaching companies and stuff? I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I want to own the company. I have a vision. I have a dream of what I want to coach, and I don't want to coach BS. And this is what I'm going to do. And man, it was ugly. It was horrible. You're right, JP. Burn the boats. If you read the book, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, there is a story of a great general. And he wasn't great at the time. He was just a general. And they were getting ready to attack the fortified city. And so he took his entire army, and the city was on a hill, fortified wall. And a few hundred yards away from the city was a river. And the river was deep, and it was fast. It was swift. And the general had his army line up during the night and move them into battle formations right in front of the river with their backs to this deep, swift river, which was stupid. I mean, that was like crazy, because if it went bad, there was no escape. So the army in the city, the general in the city, looked and saw that these guys were sandwiched in between the city, the walled city, and his army and the river. And he's like, those guys are stupid. And he said, and he launched a full attack, a full frontal assault on this army, because they had nowhere to go. They couldn't escape. And he launched this attack on him, and his army was wiped out in one day. And military generals, now they study this, and they say, why was this army that was strategically in a bad position with no escape route, how were they able to defeat this attacking army coming fully armed and full of energy and everything, coming downhill at them from their city? How did they win? And here's the reason: because they had no other alternative. They couldn't negotiate anything but victory, because they couldn't escape. There was no escape. There was no alternative. You win or you die. Put your back against the wall. You got to stop negotiating with your own dreams. Stop negotiating with your own goals. Stop negotiating with your comfort zone. Stop negotiating with your fears. Stop negotiating with the stuff that's going to stop you. Never stop. Hashtag never, 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 never stop. You just do one never, but hashtag never stop. Can you guys post that? Hashtag it, never stop. Jonathan Hawkins is quoting from Invictus, this poem that is like so cool. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I love that. Invictus, that's a great poem. Man, I'm telling you, that is a great poem. All right, guys, you got it? That's how you win. And that's how you win big in 2019. Because nobody else is going to do this. Nobody else, no other agents in your market are going to do this. Start now. And when I say start now, I don't mean you have to go to work today. That's not even what I mean. I just mean whatever the plan is, you got to start implementing it today. So that means if you're going to start working tomorrow, like if you're going to prospect tomorrow, you got to get everything set up today. You start today. It doesn't mean you have to make a phone call, but you just go in. You go in mentally. You are already in the game. You're already in motion. You're in your pre-game routine, right? When the game starts, is that when the athletes? You look at the best in the world. When the game starts, you think LeBron James, when the game starts, he's starting? No, he's been preparing for hours. He's with his pre-game ritual, so he's already started. Okay, Steph Curry has, one of the most elaborate pregame rituals of any professional athlete ever. It just almost has become legendary. And how he does his pregame routine, because it's exactly the same every time. He starts the game hours before the game starts. So start today. Okay, you got to do that. Number two, stay focused, because your competition, nobody else is going to do that. They're not going to stay focused. They're going to get distracted. They're going to go off chasing all kinds of different stuff. Stay focused. And number three, never stop, because most people are going to stop. They're going to get knocked on their butt, and they're going to go, but it hurts. But what if? And they're going to stop. They're going to stop because of fear. They're going to stop because of pain. They're going to stop because of mistakes. They're going to stop because of failure. They're going to stop because of somebody's criticism, and they're going to let it stop them. And every time you stop, you have to start over. You have to start again, and it just takes more energy. It's hard to start. Once you stop, you're like, you got inertia. No, an object at rest tends to stay at rest because it's harder to get it moving again. Even if you make a mistake, see, as long as you keep moving forward, you got momentum, even when you make a mistake. Okay? If you get knocked backwards and the momentum's gone, then you've got the rebound ability. Bounce back. That's the way you play. All right, guys? So go. Start today. Stay focused and never stop. And I will see you guys tomorrow, January 2nd. First really work day, because after this, I'm done for the day. I'm just going to play the rest of the day with my wife. We're planning. I'm still working on goal setting, and I'm just kind of refining it. I'm journaling, like just writing the stuff down in my brain. And then we're going to just enjoy today. And then tomorrow, we're going to be kicking ass. And I hope that is what you are going to be doing today. All year, 2019. This is your year. It's going to be amazing. All right? Play to win. Have an amazing, happy new year. And always expect yes. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Kevin to 7. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the hearts. Thanks for the thumbs up. You're the best. Awesome. By the way, if you need help, get 66 Days of Transformation, 66dot.com. Go there, 66dot.com. It's the best way to start your new year. Get those habits of the habits installed that will make this all happen for you. See you tomorrow, guys.